Mackowski for Emerging Civil War. It is the 27th of May, and I've got to first give a shout out to my mother because it's her birthday. But as we've been tracing the armies across the Overland Campaign, on the evening of the 26th in the early morning hours, the 27th, Ulysses S. Grant's Federal Army pulled out of North Anna and started moving down toward the Pamunkey River and eventually toward a clash at Totopotomoy Creek. For this phase of the campaign, I am following this fantastic Emerging Civil War book, No Turning Back. It's written by my good friends Bert Dunkerley and Don Fons and Dave Ruth, former superintendent of the Richmond National Battlefield. And what I really love about this book is it takes you along some byways here through Virginia north of Richmond that you don't normally get to see, and really untouched by development. Of course, the hard hand of war had not come here in 1864 either, and so really the soldiers are marching through a pretty pristine area. What I really like about it, lots of farms, open fields, lots of stands of tall Virginia pine. I did pass a place today called Difficult Hill Farm. I guess that's a farmer who wants to let you know just how tough it is. But lots of small historic churches along the way that the book points out too. A Hebron Church, Mango Hick Church, I can never say that. And so a lot of little cool spots like that. I'm here at Nelson's Crossing. Behind me is Wyoming, a historic home that dates back to 1795, the time of the war. Harriet Nelson, known as the Widow Nelson, lived here. Her husband was off in the 4th Virginia Cavalry, I think it was. But so she's managing this property with her 2 daughters. She's got several slaves. It's a 1,200-acre plantation, private home today. At the time, it had run into disrepair. Theodore Lyman of Meade staff called it a pretty rugged, ramshackle, rundown-looking place. In that direction, let me swing around 180 degrees. Along that tree line behind me is the Pamunkey River. The Pamunkey River is formed by the North and South Anna rivers flowing together. So it turns into the Pamunkey, and it was here that George Gordon Meade originally wanted Ulysses S. Grant to cross, but Grant said, no, I'm going to go after Lee because Lee's at the North Anna River, that's where we're going. That didn't work out. Great I told you so moment for Meade. And so when Grant disengages, they are going to swing down and start to cross here and at a place a little further up the river called Hanover Town, where there'll be a pontoon bridge constructed by the 50th New York Engineers. Soldiers saw the Pamunkey, and I'll give you a view of it here in just a few minutes. They called it one of the worst switchbackiest, that's not really a word, switchbackiest rivers they saw. It turned in on itself so much that one New York soldier said that a steamer going upriver would pass itself coming downriver and have to give signals so it could stay out of its own way because of the back and forth and ups and downs and curvatures of this river. But it is going to give Grant the opportunity to pass well to the east of Lee's army. Lee's basically still got that inside track that he captured when he got across the Chesterfield Bridge at North Anna. So he's going to continue along the Telegraph Road south and take up position along Totopotomoy Creek. He's not going to get a late, he's not going to get a late start until the 27th, late on the day on the 27th. And so, fortunately though, because he's got the inside track, he's able to get to Totopotomoy. But then he's got to find Grant. Grant is off to his east somewhere, but doesn't know exactly where, so he's going to send out Wade Hampton's cavalry in an attempt to find Grant. Grant, meanwhile, moving confidently down toward the south, knowing that as long as he keeps threatening Richmond, Lee's got to do something about it. We're going to continue on toward Totopotomoy Creek, but first, Hampton's cavalry is going to find those Federals. We'll talk about that on May 28th at a little place called Hawes Shop. Don't forget, in the meantime, No Turning Back by Dunkerley, Fons, and Ruth. Great guide along this route so they can show you some of the ways. Beautiful, beautiful drive today. I'm Chris Mackowski for Emerging Civil War.